Changing trainers and thinking that you want to be better at the sport and he wants to be better than the last fight he had against Pacquiao. What you need to do, you have to remove trainers, you have to change things in your life, and I think he's done that, and I'll show how serious he is for this fight because he really wants to win. So it is going to be a challenge for me. It's going to be tough, but I really believe I have the technique, the movement, the skills to beat Chris. I look really good against him as well. It's going to be more of a boxing match. If Chris wants to come and fight, we're going to be there. If he wants to run and move and punch while he's moving, I'm going to be there. So whatever he brings to the table, I'm going to answer.
You won your last 4 fights. Prior to that, you lost 2 previous. What changed between losing that last fight and then winning the next 4?
What changed for me was changing trainers. Now I'm on the verge of hunter, and obviously when you do have a downfall, you have a downfall when you have, I was with a trainer before who, maybe wasn't teaching me the defensive side of boxing. I needed to work on a few things and improve as a fighter, and with being on the verge, he's done that for me. He's made me a better fighter, he's made me understand the sport of boxing, and he's taught me the things I needed to be taught, working on my technique, my skills, and also when to punch at the right time and when to throw the right punches, and the defensive side of boxing, knowing when to defend.
Do you seem like you're overconfident? Because you seem like you're not respecting Chris Algieri because you're really looking forward to a Pacquiao fight. You keep talking about a Pacquiao fight.
Where did you get that from? Where have you got that from? Have I said something?
You've been parading for the Pacquiao fight. I mean, for the Mayweather fight.
You know shit about boxing, though.
Come on, man. You've been parading for that fight.
Amir Khan.
No, Amir.
Come on, Amir.
I swear to God, I don't know who you are, first of all. Yeah.
Speedy from the Luigi Mena show.
I'm not saying nothing to you. I'm not saying nothing about Manny Pacquiao or Mayweather. People are asking me that question. It's you guys that have been asking me the question about Mayweather and Pacquiao. I'm focused on Chris Algieri. I don't want to look past this fight. This is going to be a tough fight for me. I made that mistake before in boxing when you look past fights. I ain't looking past this fight because everywhere I go, people ask me, oh, what about Mayweather, what about Pacquiao? I'm looking at them guys. The guy I'm fighting, the guy I've been working on, the techniques I've been working on is to beat Chris Algieri, not Mayweather, not Pacquiao. So really, I've got Chris Algieri in front of me, so there's no point in me looking at Mayweather, looking past this fight, because that fight might never happen.
Good luck on Saturday. Real quick question. What do you think about the fight with Rona and Porter? Who are you picking if the Mayweather fight doesn't happen, if you get past Algieri?
I said, look, you know what? One thing about me, I'm fighting whoever they put in front of me, but I'm not looking past this fight. It's going to be against Chris Algieri, so they're the only question I'm taking.
Do you have a prediction for that fight?
Let's talk about this fight, buddy.
Yeah, it is going to be entertaining because obviously, having a style that I have, and having a style that Chris has, there's going to be a lot of punches thrown in this fight. There's going to be a lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of times where I'm going to be coming forward. There's going to be times that he's going to come forward. It's going to be more of a boxing skillful fight. It's going to be like a game of chess at times, but then might turn out to be a fight. So the fans will enjoy what they watch.
Because he was down 6 in this part of the country.
I love coming to New York. I had a good performance against Paulie Malignaggi over here a couple of years back. I had my first fight in America in New York, so I love coming back to America and coming back to New York. But yeah, coming to the Barclays is something I've always wanted to do. I speak to CEOs all the time, and they've always said, Amir, when are you going to fight here? I've come to other fights here, but never had a fight here myself. So I'm very excited to put on a good performance, and I've seen how PBC put on shows over here, so I'm quite excited to have my first PBC fight.
He was down 6 times in his last fight against Pacquiao. You want to test shit at all? Maybe so you can have that similar.
Look, Pacquiao was a great fighter, and obviously Pacquiao did what he had to do in that fight. We were very different stylistically. Pacquiao was a southpaw, so I don't know if that maybe caused Chris Algieri problems. Chris is 100%. He's won all his fights against orthodox fighters. I'm orthodox, so he's going to bring something else to the table. But I'm a different fighter to Manny Pacquiao. I know he's been down a few times, but I'm not really focusing on that. I'm focused to work my punch well ground with a high work rate, and our fitness is ready for the full distance. So if we go the full distance, we're going to be there.
With all due respect, did you happen to see the Pacquiao Mayweather fight? Did anything surprise you about the fight?
I saw the fight, I was there, but I knew Mayweather was going to win with his reach and size. Mayweather's a big guy, and he's very long, and I knew he was going to win that fight because I've sparred with Pacquiao before, and I knew that what will give him problems is what Mayweather has.
the fact that Chris is facing you so soon after he lost to Pacquiao, is that to your advantage? The fact that he's not taking it to a fighter, just going in, against a world-class fighter like yourself here today?
It shows how serious he is in the sport of boxing, because obviously if he doesn't want to take a tune-up fight and he wants to be back up there fighting the top guys in boxing, then you have to respect him for that. And I think he is a threat, because obviously he thinks he sees something in me that he can beat me with. So I have to be 100% on my game. Where he might be thinking I'm looking past this fight. I'm not looking past this fight. I know this is a serious fight for me, and Virgin's been drumming it. Virgin, my trainer's been drumming it in my head that look, you need to get past this fight in good style. You need to look good. It's not about only winning this fight. It's also about winning it in good style. Looking really good in this fight and putting a great performance on it, sending a statement around the world like that.
You have a history of coming out into the ring with flash and a lot of circumstance. Often you say that you should attract away from your style. You plan on doing that coming into the ring?
We're gonna do what we normally do. Like I normally fight, how I come in the ring, how I start my first round. Everything's gonna be the same. It's always worked for me, and I'm just gonna stick to the way Amir Khan fights. Obviously, I've changed a lot of tactics. My last two fights were against southpaws, so I had to change up a little bit by fighting an orthodox fighter. And so Algieri's a good boxer, moves well, boxes well. So it's all about beating him at his own game, really, and I think I have the skills to do that.
Amir, you win now. Rematch with Danny Garcia. Can we see that?
Love that, yeah. I mean, that fight is something in the future that could happen for sure. I mean, I'm 147 now, which is I'm a lot more comfortable at this weight, whereas before I was killing myself making 140, but this is a good weight for me, and I'm quite excited what the future will hold for me once we get past this fight.
You've acknowledged that you've made some mistakes before in certain fights, right?
Yeah.
Partying too much before the last one. Do you feel like you're a more mature fighter now?
I mean, I don't think it's that it was the partying or anything. I think what it was is, I think, not training in between fights. When I'm in camp, not working on a strategy that is going to make me win the fight, and not being as serious. I think now as I'm getting older, I'm 28 now, and I can't really afford to make any mistakes now. I'm at the peak of my career where if I make any mistakes, then I think I'm done. So I don't want to be going back a step. Look, if I get beat by Algieri, forget about all these big fights that are out there for me. That's why I'm so hungry for this fight. I can't let anything go wrong, and I need to be focused.
So do you expect us to see the best Amir Khan we've ever seen?
Yeah, definitely. In the last few performances, you've seen good Amir Khan, and at this time, you're going to see the best Amir Khan come Friday night.
Amir, how do you feel about fighting on your first PBC card and showcasing your talents in front of like 3 PBs?
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. Obviously, the fight's going to be shown on Spike TV, so it's gonna probably be shown to a different audience out there. Not only boxing fans, non-boxing fans, and I think the style I have, the explosiveness, the speed, the power, I think they'll take a liking in that. And it's all about having more viewers. It's all about giving us fighters a value, and I think what Al Haim is doing with PBC, I think that's what he's trying to do. I like the way it's set up. The setup is when you walk out, how you walk out. All eyes on the fighter. You're not really going to be packed with so many people walking you to the ring. You're going to have that space. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be something new. I've seen a few shows and I've liked it, so I'm quite excited to see what it's going to be all about.
You said that you feel you have a lot to lose if this fight doesn't go your way. Do you have to hold yourself back from taking unnecessary chances?
I'm gonna do exactly what I've done in my game plan. My game plan is to be smart and box smartly and not make any mistakes and just stick to the game plan. If I stick to the game plan, I'll be fine. I mean, as I'm getting older now, you can see I'm much more focused, and I'm a lot more patient in fights. Like the Alexander fight and the Plaza fight, where I was very patient. I wasn't making the old mistakes that I used to make. So this comes with time, and like I said, I'm not 100% yet, but I'm slowly getting there.
Have you had assurances from these people that if you get by this fight, that'll be the fight?
No, nothing. I mean, like I said, I didn't want to speak to the team. I didn't want to speak to Floyd's team or anyone, and I respect my own team, who also is Al Haymon, and who also looks after Floyd. They have the respect for me that not to bring other names in, or not to mention any other name but Algieri. It's been that serious, and my team's that serious as well. I'm not spoken to anyone from Floyd's team, or heard anything, or from Pacquiao's team, nothing. My focus is on this fight.
Because he went down 6 times in his previous fight, are you looking to put him to sleep early?
No, I mean, look, he was caught by Pacquiao. Pacquiao's a quick puncher, and there's some shots that Pacquiao might throw that you might not see. So, when he was put down, maybe there were shots from a southpaw that you might not see. So, But look, I know that I had the power to put him down, but I'm not going to go looking for it because that's where you make mistakes. I'm going to box him at my own way, and I know I will catch him a few times, and I probably will put him down if I catch him with a good clean shot. But I'm not going to go looking for that knockout or stoppage. I'm just going to box him.
Does it work to your advantage that he's only had 21 fights?
It does, because obviously I've been in there with better opposition. I've also been in with tougher opposition, and I've had a little bit more fights than him, so I'm a little bit more experienced. Whereas I remember the time when I was, when I was like 21, 22 fights, and I was fighting these up-and-coming guys, and I was beating these guys, not up-and-coming guys, these guys who were very experienced, and I was beating those guys. So you can't really say that experience is everything. If he wants to win, he's gonna have to dig deep and work hard for it. That's what I did when I was at 21 fights. So I know it could be done. So I can't really say that. Oh, that's an advantage around.
How do you expect the fans to be? Expect to have maybe more, more fans?
I really believe that in New York I'll have more fans. I mean, I've been in New York a lot of times. My wife's from here, so it's like second home for me. And when I used to walk around the streets and come to fights over here, I used to always get asked the same question: when are you going to fight in Brooklyn? When are you going to fight at the Barclays? When are you going to be back in New York? We want to see you. The first time I fought here was against Paulie, and it was a good fight for me. So yeah, I mean, I really believe that I'll have more fans than Chris, even though he's from New York.
Amir, I'll ask one question in Urdu. Amir, any message especially for Pakistanis who are praying for you?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for all the duas and all the prayers, and there's going to be a lot of prayers for me in Pakistan. All the support I get from Pakistan is amazing, and inshallah I win this fight and I'll win it in good style. I want to thank all the people in New York, I want to thank all the people in Pakistan and England and in America as well for showing support and believing in Amir Khan.
In Urdu में बता दें आपका कोई plan है? Okay, do you have any plan to visit Pakistan?
Inshallah, I'll be in Pakistan towards the end of this year.
And what about do you challenge Flower, Mr. Flower, for fight? No.
Oh yeah, well no, that fight at the moment we're focusing on Chris Algieri. Let's get past this fight on Friday night, and on Saturday I can talk to you about something else.
Thank you.
Amir, in the age of ducking, fighters are ducking fighters. You're different. You're opposite. You're asking for the big fights, but also you're focused on Chris Algieri. We understand it, but you do want the big fights, and yet you're getting criticized by the media and by some of your fans about you wanting the big fights. I don't get it.
Yeah, I've always wanted the big fights. I've always wanted to give boxing fans and people the biggest fights in boxing, and I've never ducked anyone. Whoever they put in front of me, from the Garcias and Petersons and fights I've even lost. I mean, I've always wanted rematches. I mean, that's one thing about me. I'm a fighter that will fight anyone. Because it's Chris Algieri, people saying I'm taking a backward step. I'm not. I want to fight a different style. And plus, before Chris Algieri, I was open to any fighter. But at the end up with Chris Algieri, and obviously I have to respect Chris Algieri. He is going to be a threat, and he is going to be a tough fight for me. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a fight that I'm going to walk through, and he is going to catch me at times. He is going to attack me. Obviously, but I have to stay focused in this fight, and it is a test fight.
Okay, thank you guys. Got to go and say something.
Nice picture, bro.
Hopefully you can sign it.
Amir Khan, real quick, casual fan, right? The boxing voice. Chris Algieri, what do you envision him approaching you for 29? How do you envision?
Well, I really think Chris Algieri is gonna wanna come to fight, and I think that could be the biggest mistakes he makes. Because if he comes to fight, then I'm gonna have to look for him, and I mean, I'd want him to come and look for me, and if he does that, he'll be falling on all my shots. A lot of fighters, when they fight me, they all think that it's going to be easy. But when they feel the power and the speed, and they don't see the shots that are hitting them, their heart goes. And obviously, you can see my last few performances on the version of become a better boxer. And also with the last fight against Alexander, who's a world-class opponent, former 3-time world champion. How we boxed him and how we beat him, he had no answers for anything. And I really think if Chris wants to make it a boxing match, I'm going to be there. I'm going to beat him at his own game. If he wants to fight, I'll be there as well.
Virgil Hunter mentioned you do everything fast.
And you saw him fight against Pacquiao, right? What are your thoughts about his fight with Provocative?
Provocative is a totally different fighter to me, and it was still a very close fight. Provocative has very slow feet and moves very slow, and it was giving Chris the chance to catch him on the outside. Whereas with me, I have very quick feet. I wouldn't be standing there saying hit me with a free shot. I think with Provocative, he was giving too many free shots to Chris Algieri, and Chris Algieri, as a smart fighter, was taking them shots and he outscored him. But even though, I have to say he's got a lot of heart because he's been put down but come back stronger, so you have to respect Chris for that as well. So, that's what I mean. It's not going to be an easy fight for me because this kid who I'm going to be fighting, he has a good heart, he's tough, he likes to fight, he likes to box, and obviously being a former world champion is not many people can become a world champion, and he beat a decent world champion to become a world champion. So, and being in the ring with like Manny Pacquiao, so he's seen all this before. He's experienced all this media and everything, so I'm sure he's going to be dealing with it very differently this fight. Plus, mind you, like when he fought Pacquiao, I'm sure time difference and all that traveling. So this is his home backyard, and when you fight in your hometown, it only motivates you to work harder and fight hard.
When you saw him fight against Manny Pacquiao, you consider yourself more of a stylistic fighter like Pacquiao, don't you? I mean, you've been sparring with him. You have sparred with Pacquiao.
Yeah, I sparred Manny Pacquiao, and Pacquiao couldn't do what he did to Algieri to me. So obviously,
finesse on that.
But yeah, I mean, he put Algieri down a few times. He never put me down in sparring. I mean, sparring is different. I know it's a little different, smaller, bigger gloves and everything, but he beat Chris Algieri at his own game. And I think I'm a better boxer than Manny Pacquiao is. Maybe he's a better fighter than me, but boxing-wise, I think I'm a better boxer. I have a better jab, better reach, better size. But I think you'll see an Amir Khan that not many people have seen, because this is a different style for me, and it's more of a boxing fight, it's more of a skillful fight. It'll be like a game of chess. But like I said, it seems to me he thinks he can outbox me or outfight me, and I think that could be the biggest mistake he makes.
Guys, we need to go because it's fun to see some autographs.
You know what? I love more fans than Chris Algieri. Yeah, I love more fans than Chris Algieri, and like I said, it's just nice that all the media turned up today. It shows how big of a fight it will be, and also it's going to show that Amir Khan has a bigger name and a bigger opponent than Chris Algieri in his own hometown.
Before the fight was announced with Chris Algieri, did you know about Chris Algieri?
Yeah,
what were your thoughts when you heard that you were going to fight against
I seen him fight before, and I thought, you know what, he's a decent fighter. He's a good boxer, so I respected him for that. And I thought if a fight between me and him happened, it'd be good.
I got a little sound problem. Can you repeat about the special message for Pakistanis?
I just want to say hi to everyone in Pakistan, and I want to say thank you for all the support. And tune in Friday night on PTV in Pakistan. You can watch me fight against Chris Algieri. Don't miss it. It's going to be an exciting